You're watching News 24 Live. Former Lions coach Lofi Elof and rugby enthusiast and entrepreneur Francois Liebenberg have teamed up to develop Super Scouts, a free online platform that connects players that have possibly been overlooked or are late bloomers to their local clubs and unions. They're in studio with us this morning to give us the inside scoop. Gents, good morning. Thanks very much for coming through.
Hi, Nick.
Francois, I believe this is your brainchild. Lofi, you are the brand ambassador. Just tell us, first of all, how this all came about, how you guys ended up teaming up. You were saying off air earlier, Lofi, that you almost coached this gentleman to your right.
Yeah, that's a sad story. You know, when I was coaching the Lions, I had a scouting system. And I don't know how they could have missed Francois because he's huge and he's got a huge heart. And when I met him the first day, I went to give him advice on this project. He actually reminded me, how could I have missed him? Mm-hmm. And we started our business as a friendship, and we're still joking about it today. And actually, when I look at his size, I don't know how I missed him because locks was always a problem.
Yeah, Francois, well, I mean, it sounds like your strength these days is in business. You're an entrepreneur. How did this come about?
How did this happen? Yeah. So I think it's a great mixture of experience and enthusiasm. The idea originated with me back at varsity, like Lofi said. I played a bit of varsity rugby, played some provincial rugby at school. And the thought came up, you know, in a professional era, in business, when you get scouted, it's probably on LinkedIn or on a 24 portal. You know, it's a very digital era where we've moved to. It's become professional, you know, career-wise for someone in business. But sport is also in the professional era, and we feel the scouting system is still very archaic. And the idea was, can we disrupt? Can we move more towards what's happening worldwide, globally? Make something digital, be a world first, create a platform. So
Francois, so I mean, is this platform, is it live? And I'm guessing obviously you're targeting the sort of local rugby market first, but what about guys that want to play for European clubs, for example?
Yeah, valid question. It is live, yes. You can go have a look. There's great activity at the moment. We are targeting local. It's obviously a brand we know very well. It's rugby in South Africa is something Lofi also has great experience and connections in. So the idea is definitely to scale it global, to branch out into other sporting codes as well. We want to become the next LinkedIn or Facebook for sport. But definitely aiming to start local for now, build something very strong, get the teething pain sorted out, and when the product is really ready to scale global, we'll definitely do that.
And is this the only platform of its kind at the moment?
Yeah, as far as we're aware, definitely.
Okay. Lofi, in terms of sort of partnerships and the kind of work that you've done so far with Super Scouts, I believe you've partnered with Saru Footprint, and then there's this whole, you know, where players would input their sort of vitals, you know, their height, their weights, their beep test times, etc. How does that all work?
I think the Saru Footprint was actually a meeting that Francois set up with Nico Serfontein. So he's got more information on that. I know Nico many years. He's also a stalwart rugby coach and a rugby man for development. I'll tell you my interest, where it came from. Besides that, I have a passion for rugby and players, and I understand the dynamics and administration of rugby in terms of the positives and the negatives. Before I ended my coaching career, I went down to the Eastern Cape for 5 months. Just as a consultant to set up structures, systems, support the players and the coaches. And I was preparing for the August, riding on my mountain bike into the mountains there on the Stadtruim Road. And one day there was a huge commotion, and I stopped. I'm very curious always. I have to know what's going on. And I stopped and I pulled off, and there was about 2,000 people, black Xhosa people, around the rugby field. It's just like a dust wind going up, and you don't see the ball, but the guys are playing. And I just realized that we're missing the point. We're not going to rural areas to identify talent. And to me, that was a huge inspiration, because I watched the game and I saw a fly over there that's actually playing provincial rugby today, who's 18 years old, who I think can become a Springbok. And that inspired me to get involved. But I never knew how, so I decided to write a book. Write a book for coaches and parents to do the right things at the right time if a kid has got potential. And not only rugby, and as Fransja also explained, we're looking already to further this to netball, hockey, which is growing in South Africa, because those principles of coaching, they're all the same. Whether you play international rugby, provincial rugby, local rugby, club rugby, or club sport, the principles are the same. So I wrote that book, and our paths just crossed, as I said, and I saw this platform as an opportunity for me to give back, to get involved, to help with the scouting system, to involve schools, and also we'll have on the website a coach's corner, where I will give advice. Coaches can contact me open on the forum. I will allow players and especially parents with decision making, because there's a huge wrong perception in our country that kids can go out and make a livelihood out of rugby. It's not true. Categorically, as the ministers would say, it's not true. And the sad thing about it is they are not informed. And I think part of what I want to do as well is to inform them. Let the kid get a qualification, a degree, he can do a trade, anything. But just let him build up a career with his rugby. And then I feel we attribute to society, to the community, and bettering our country and sport.